What's going on, everybody? It's Rick from Gardening with Barchuckin. Today's a double feature Worm Wednesday. This is the 1 pound red wiggler bin that I purchased from Northeast Worms. It's been a little while. I just did a casting harvest about a week and a half ago and then just added a ton of bedding in here. So I'll bring you along, show you how these worms are looking, and we'll get them a good feeding. There's a bunch of worms on the bubble wrap. Great, I did have a piece of paper for the last feeding. And you can see they did an awesome job right in there. I'll start off on this side and then I'll work to the feeding area. One quick thing that I'm noticing, they have demolished a lot of this bedding. So I will have to add more bedding today. Still pulling out cranberries. Man, I can't remember what I put in there. But whatever it is, they took it out. Ooh, that was a squishy one. Oh, I guess a pine cone from the natural bedding that I was adding, and look at all those worms inside there. That's wild. So I guess I'll keep that near the feeding area. Definitely don't want to squish any worms. I think I learned my lesson with cranberries. If I'm going to use them, I will blend them or mash them before adding for the next time. Is this another? Either another one, yeah. Okay, so there's two in here. And yeah, they really love getting between the nooks and the crannies on the pine cone. So it looks like that was definitely a winner. Adding that. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to quick run downstairs and grab some more bedding. Okay. With this not being moistened, I'm going to spray it down a little bit and then mix in a little bit of these castings to start helping to inoculate and get ready, let the worms get ready to tear into this bedding. Great, so went a little wet and wild with that, but I'm okay with that. I do have a bunch of egg cartons and drink containers that I was trimming up, so that can go into the center there. The pine cones, basically, I guess it's just kind of like an avocado shell or a corn cob where the worms just like to burrow in. So I figure I'll let them do their thing. Give them a couple pieces of watermelon. Nice big handful of the pulp and blended food. And then I have a frozen orange here that has been thawed. That now has a big hole punched in it. So hopefully on the next feeding we'll see how that's looking. And because this is all fresh bedding on this side, I'm going to go a little wild with the ground eggshell. I'll throw a little bit more of those containers on top, and then I will bring some castings over to help kind of bury that. So I did have a horrible year this year with fungus gnats. I sterilized the soil before I started my seeds, but then there was a couple potted plants that they ended up getting into, and it's just been kind of a nightmare trying to get everything all situated with that. Luckily, the bins haven't really seen it, but I have peace lilies, and it's just been wild. So trying to get that resolved also. Going to go ahead and add to the top of that feeding area the worm chow. So that container's all done now. Like I said, I like adding the worm chow. That's going to give the worms something instantaneously to eat, because it's going to take a little while for that orange to break down enough for the worms to be able to go after it. So in the meanwhile, like I said, I like to give them a little worm chow. That just helps them basically kind of keep the worms active and happy. Yeah, a couple of the worms came off the paper and are on top. So I do try to, if I see that, just kind of flick them back in so they don't have to try to navigate back down. But it's definitely not a deal breaker. The worms will figure it out. Well, thanks for coming along checking out this bin. This one's been a little while, but the last harvest I got from it, I want to say it was close to 12 pounds of castings. So I was pretty pleased with that. And you know, now it's been reset, so it should be good for 3-6 months, somewhere in there, depending on exactly when I want to harvest again. I tend to like a migration harvest. I pull the castings over, put the fresh bedding in the food, allow the worms to start heading that way. Then I can scoop out, you know, that finished area, and any worms that are still in there, throw them back in, and then just add fresh bedding on this side once that's completed. If you guys have any questions, don't forget, drop them down in the comments. Thanks for coming along, checking out this video. Everybody have a great day.